Hi, this is Cassandra from SWON Libraries. And again, we know you couldn't all make our virtual holiday party yesterday. So I wanted to share with you our holiday craft that I worked on. It is an origami project. Technically, it's not origami. It is a Chinese paper folding technique. If you look up Chinese paper folding or Chinese origami, um, you will see a lot of really cool three-dimensional work that characterizes Chinese paper folding. In this particular case, I used a method called golden venture triangles. If you look up the story of the golden venture, it's a really neat tale. Believe it was 1993, and some refugees who from China who ran aground in the United States used this paper folding technique to raise money for their legal defense. Um, but for our purposes, we are going to use it. It is a great way to repurpose old wrapping paper. Got my wrapping paper scrap here. Um, you can also use origami paper or indeed any kind of paper that you want. And I used to do this one with a group of kids, usually around second grade age. So if you don't think you're very good at paper folding, this should be a good craft for you. It is right on my level of ability and patience, about a second grade level. So I started out with my wrapping paper. I cut it into a square, rolling up on me a little bit, which was, I got the grid, I don't know if you can see that, on the paper, which makes it a little easier to cut into a square. Um, but Golden Venture triangles actually use long rectangles, and I will post a link on how to do this in the comments. And but since most origami paper came in squares, and plus it's an easy place to start, I just wanted to start with the square of my paper here. So first thing you're going to do, point this down, is get your paper. Hold on. I'll be able to get a good view of it. All right, there we go. And you're gonna make it into your strips. I mean, obviously you can use scissors. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a tear because that's where I am right here. Just gonna fold it in half again. They don't have to be perfect. This is actually a pretty forgiving form of paper folding. So got my quarter. So basically you're making 4 long strips per piece of square paper. Yay, I didn't even rip it. How about that? So in order to make a wreath, you're going to make about 20 to 30. It'll kind of depend on how you construct them. Golden Venture units. This is also referred to as modular origami because you can make these triangle units and then you can use them and assemble them to make all sorts of cool things. If you look, again, this is way beyond my skill level, but people use these triangles to make like 3D sculptures. I should show you guys this one. And so yeah, modular origami is another term for this. And one of the things I like about this too is it's really scalable. Like I have my, this was fairly close to a normal size of origami paper. But you can use, if you're using old wrapping paper or new wrapping paper, you can use very big pieces and or newspaper. We'll talk about that a little more in a minute. So I've got my piece of paper, my strip, and to make a Golden Venture unit, the first thing you're going to do is fold your strip of paper in half. If you've ever done origami or paper folding, you'll know that there's a lot of folding and scoring and then unfolding so that you can know where you are. So in this case, you're looking for that midpoint line. And then to make your first fold, you're going to put your finger at the top of that line and fold your paper down, lining up the edge here with that line. This is the most complicated fold, working with the second graders. Once I get them past that part, they know what's going on. So if you can master that fold, or if you've ever made a paper airplane, you're probably pretty good to go. All right. And nice sharp crease. Again, you can get a creasing tool and do a much better job, but we're just going to show you how to do this here. So once you have gotten your first 2 folds down to the center like that, you're going to flip it over so you got your little legs, and you're going to fold the corners up to form a sort of diamond. Now, I think, if I'm remembering right, Golden Venture triangles are often folded this way with the little flaps out. For the wreath, although I like to fold the solid piece down and then fold it in half that way. So either way will work, but you're going to fold it down. So that's what you've got, and then fold it in half. What you're looking to make here is a little triangle unit with a couple of kind of pockets in it. There we go. Pockets. Nope. And that's going to be what you're going to use to assemble your wreath. So one more time. I'm not going to do all 30 on camera. You fold it in half. Fold it down. Fold your corners up. Again, I'm a little sloppy. It's nice. It's forgiving. Be the Bob Ross of paper folding here. It's no mistakes. And then once you have 2, you now have the ability to start your wreath. The one thing you want to make sure that all of your pieces are facing the same way. And when I say that, I mean you could stick that in this way, you could stick that in this way. But what you want is both of your pieces facing the same way. So you see I've got my point here and my pocket on the back. And I'm going to take these 2 little legs and put them in the pocket on either side, like that. Not slide it all the way in, slide it about halfway in. You can see how it's starting to make some curvature there. And you can just keep going, making your little triangles, or you can make all the triangles and then assemble. I like to do it this way because then I don't have to make more triangles than I need. Because otherwise you'll probably have to make 20 or 30 and then see how many you need. So again, I want to make sure that my piece is facing the right way. So there's my open, there's my pocket, and I'm going to tuck it in there. And there we go. All right. So I think you can sort of see how that's starting to go like a wreath. And then I've got here, I had one, and some of them get a little weird. You see these I never could get to quite sit right. And eventually you keep going around and around and around until you have enough to assemble your wreath, maybe. Okay, I'm going to be exceedingly lazy and just kind of shove that bit right there. There we go. And then you'll come all the way around and you'll be able to tuck this in here. And you kind of squish it together. And voila, you've got a wreath. And one of the cool things, like I said, is this is pretty scalable. So I had like a bigger piece of paper here. I mean, you could even use like something that's basically the whole width of a wrapping paper, but I just wanted to use one that was a little bigger. Now, when I do it in this size, my suggestion for bigger sizes is that you not cut it into 4 strips, and I'll show you really quick what I mean. Is instead of cutting it into strips, you're just going to fold it, and then you're going to fold it in half one more time, and that's going to give it more stability. Otherwise, the paper is pretty thin and it can be pretty floppy. So you see, I've just kind of use that to make that one strip. And then you do the exact same thing. You fold it in half, fold it down, fold it down, flip it over, fold it up, fold it up, fold it over, and voila. And as you can see, gives you a nice big pocket to work with. So you can kind of see how this is going to make more of a wreath-sized wreath. The bigger the paper you use, the bigger the wreath you can make. So thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoy making these wreath crafts either in your home or you can make them with your kids at story time if that's what you do. And happy holidays. Thank you.